This is the first time I'm turning it on. What you got to do now is find the power button. Ooh, where could it be? Oh, look at that. So
it's going to take a little while because you'll have to go in and enter your details and that sorts of stuff.
That's okay. We'll come back when it's booted up.
Over to set up your Mac, press the escape key.
So we'll choose Australia. We live in Australia, mate. And the currency will be Australia. Set your Wi-Fi network. I've finished setting up the laptop and now I'm about to install Windows. Hey? Hi guys, got the MacBook set up, well, you know, the Mac side of it set up, and I got all the other stuff ready to go. Okay, that's the Adobe cards. Alright, for the cloud service. Just so people know, it's up to a 7 GB download for these to install that. Anyway, we'll put them to one side, and we're going to install Windows. Alright, because you're given Windows 7 with it. So you're going to install that. There's the Windows 7 disk. That goes in the super drive. Like that. And to do this, to install Windows 7, you're going to need a USB stick as well. Right, so that's going to have to go into the port. Right, and then both those icons will come up on the screen. So one's a CD-ROM and one's a USB stick. Okay, now the fastest way I found to find bootcamp is to go up to the top of the screen and go to search and type in boot camp. Well, as you can see, I've been there before, just found it anyway. Enter. That brings up the boot camp screen. Alright, go over here to continue. Now, we don't want to create a Windows 7 or later install disk because we've already got it. Right, but we do want to download the latest Windows support software for Apple and install Windows 7. So, and then you go continue. It says Windows support software will be downloaded and saved to an external disk, which will be the USB drive that we installed, that we put in there. Okay, so then we go continue. And off it goes and does the bits and pieces. It's downloading the Windows support software at the moment. Alright, after about 20 minutes we got to this screen where it wants you to put in your password. So I'll just have to hang on a sec while I do that. it says add helper. Now, the recommendation here is to divide it equally. So you get two hard drives at 125 gigabytes each, and then you click install. And if all goes well, it should install Windows. You need to update the USB drive first. And it's partitioning the disk. The download of the other drivers took about 20 minutes, so we'll see how long this takes. That's getting ready to install Windows. Still updating the disk, the USB stick. Be patient with it. Some things do take a little while to do. A little flashing icon up the top left hand corner, like when you do install Windows on your PC. There we go, Windows is loading files. There we go, Windows is installing. Okay, we'll come back when it's done. Okay, so we're at the main install for Windows. Don't forget to choose the correct language, which is English Australian, not United States. So if we go up the list, you'll find that English Australia is in the list. That's all you got to change there, and you go next. Now, we're going to install Windows 7 Ultimate. Alright, because that's the version that they sent us. We go next. And of course we accept the terms and conditions. Next. And from here you want to click on drive options. Click on format the drive. Click OK. It'll take a little while to format. Looks like it's done. And click next. And now you go through the normal install of Windows. Okay. Well, as you can see, Windows is finished installing, and now it's just asking for a username and password. Okay, well, you know, username here and password next. Alright, that steps you through the bootcamp process. Once Windows finishes installing, you'll be taken to the Welcome to Bootcamp installer. So all you got to do is click next and follow the instructions and accept the license agreements. Then it goes off and installs the Apple software, which supports the Windows software when you're running that. Just gotta wait for everything to install. Remember to wait for everything to install. Don't get impatient and try and reboot the computer or think it's frozen up. It probably hasn't. So just try and be patient with it. It's installing drivers at the moment, like graphics drivers and network drivers, so that Windows can find it. Right, after it's finished installing all the drivers, which only took about probably between 10 and 15 minutes, it's got to finish installing it. It comes up and says, this little sign, if you can't read it, says that you must restart your system for the configuration change made to bootcamp services to take effect. Click yes and just allow it to reboot. Okay guys, there you go. When it rebooted, it started straight into Windows. Preparing to configure Windows. And well, most of you will know the rest. Look at that, ready to go. Okay, bye bye now. Once you get into Windows, you can either boot straight into Windows or straight into the Mac. Down in the bottom right hand corner, your system tray, have a little icon here, it says bootcamp. You right click on that and you go to bootcamp control panel. Bootcamp control panel, there we go. Alright, yes, the bootcamp control panel will come up. Now if you want to start the Windows at Macintosh, we can start at bootcamp Windows, and that one's there, it's just a CD-ROM because I haven't disconnected it yet. Okay, and obviously the restart button, you can click apply. I'm going to leave it to restart in Windows, so I can just cancel out of that, and that's it this time.